Nigerian Air Force aircraft crashes near Kaduna Airport. Chief of Army Staff fared among those on board.
We are at yet another defining moment in history, the age of technology, where once the dissemination of news was the preserve of states and corporations, the information revolution has completely democratized the media environment.
Outpour of eulogies for fallen media icons. Vice President Oshibaja urges practitioners to follow in their footsteps for national development. No plans to increase fuel price in June, says Minister of State for Petroleum.
The essence of my being in politics is to bring value to my people and bring value to the country and to humanity.
Plus, Governor Ayade gives reason for his defection to the ruling APC. Good evening, this is NTA Network News. I am Jumwa Yusuf. We are live in Abuja. Adiola Kami Akere joins me from Lagos. Now let's get the details. The Nigerian Air Force says one of its aircraft crashed near Kaduna International Airport this evening. A statement by the NAF Directorate of Public Relations and Information says the immediate cause of the crash is still being ascertained. Vice President Professor Yemi Oshiba. Okay, I beg your pardon. Let's now join Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachuku in Kaduna for an update on the crash. Abdullahi, Suleiman, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Jumai. Welcome to Kaduna. Just you rightly mentioned at the beginning of the news, the NAF has already released information that there was plane crash in Kaduna involving senior military officers. That's the news making the rounds in Kaduna City. Also in some sections of the media, especially the social media, that there was a plane crash near Kaduna International Airport involving senior military officers. The speculation suggests that Chief of the Army Staff is among them, but we are yet to get confirmation as regards who is involved in the plane crash. But this is not the first time Nigeria is experiencing plane crash. You can remember in 1992, NAF Lockheed C-130H crashed 3 minutes after takeoff from Lagos, involving about 158 people confirmed dead, and also including 8 foreign nationals. And also in January 25th, 2015, there was another plane crash involving Rainbow CH-3 UCAV, which also crashed upside down near the village in Mafa, Borno State. This is in continuation of the battle against the dreaded Boko Haram. And also on 28, 2018, there was another fatal air collision involving 2 F-7 aircraft which occurred during formation exercise. These and other plane crashes, and the one that occurred in 2011 involving the former Kaduna State governor in the person of late Patrick Ibrahim Yakowa, that was in the creeks along the Niger Delta area, and also the former chief of defense staff. So this is one of the many, but since we are yet to get confirmation of who is involved, we will keep track of the situation as
Suleiman,
we receive them.
The social media is, agog with, details of what happened. As you're there now in Kaduna, what is the ambience in Kaduna? And is there any details of survivors?
Actually, there is no any detail of survivors, and, the situation in Kaduna is that of, talking about the incident, because it happened around, according to information we received, it happened around that kind of 7 o'clock, and at that time, the mood, the weather is rainy, because rain was really falling, and wherever we move to, people can be seen in various points talking about this, because The Chief of Army himself is a Kaduna guy, and he has so many friends and relations. So people are talking about the ambience is really somber, and people are really feeling the effect of
exactly, Suleiman. The feeling around even Abuja is a feeling of mourning, and I'm sure that you bring up to speed with the details of the crash as you get it, as it comes in, and NTA will be there to bring our viewers up to speed as the event unfolds. Thank you so much, Suleiman.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has urged media practitioners to emulate the exemplary leadership qualities of past media icons and contribute immensely to national development, particularly in tackling insecurity challenges. The Vice President Yemi Osinbajo stated this while speaking at an afternoon of tribute to media icons held in Lagos. Kainde Adebisi reports.
It was a roll call of who and who in the fourth estate of the realm, and their presence here is to pay glowing tribute to the founding fathers of media practice in the country. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who went down memory lane, highlighted the role of the media from pre-colonial era to modern-day Nigeria. He noted that the media has been instrumental to shaping the cause of the country for national development. Professor Yemi Osinbajo, however, called on media practitioners to use their medium to build bridges of unity in the country's sojourn to greatness.
You have the power to elevate public debate in a way that no other institution can. It is said that journalism is the first rough draft of history. It is true that reportage shapes the perception and understanding of events. It shapes memories. And because of all of this, it can influence behavior for good or for ill. There are arguably no bigger influencers than those who report and interpret the world to us. This is considerable power, and it comes with responsibility. And I emphasize this because we are at yet another defining moment in history, the age of technology, where once the dissemination of news was the preserve of states and corporations, the information revolution has completely democratized the media environment.
Others who spoke described that late media icons have been celebrated as embodiment of professionalism and patriotism.
His unique quality of hard-nosed disposition against ineptitude, corruption, and bootlicking stood him out from the crowd.
He was also a columnist, John West, in the Tribune. So he was one and the same and everything that Tribune is.
These 9 men have lived an eventful and impactful life. There are traces of them everywhere.
Those honored were Malam Ismaila Isa, Malam Wada Meida, B.C. Lawrence, Bolabo Ogunsanwo, and Inda Isaiah, and others were Eddie Adenriokun, Ben Egbuna, Prince Tony Momo, and Lateef Jakande. The event was organized by the Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria. In Lagos, Kainde Adebisi, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says a new Nigeria is in the making, but it is currently covered by the clouds and travels which will certainly give way to a glorious and bright nation. The Vice President said this at the National Prayer Breakfast in Abuja, where he noted that the theme of the prayer breakfast, the birth of a new nation, was significant and emphasizes the need for collective prayers, faith, hope and action, adding that Nigeria would prevail over the challenges of today. The Vice President thanked the organizers as well as the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, and former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, retired, whom he described as the father of the Nigerian praise movement. The Nigerian police force has assured citizens of the Federal Capital Territory, Plateau State and other contiguous states of safety and security. A statement by the Force Relations Officer Frank Mba says assurance is coming on the heels of the unintended viral spread of an internal directive issued to the commissioners of police in Plateau State and FCT commands to forestall any likelihood of attack or breach of security by organized criminal elements in their areas of responsibility. The IGP's directive, which is a deliberate, intelligence-driven and proactive measure, is designed to prepare the law enforcement community for comprehensive response to any threat to lives and property. The force noted that the security alert, rather than becoming a source of panic to the citizens, should instead send a message of reassurance to them about the intelligence depth, capacity and operational preparedness of the Nigerian police to preemptively deal and contain any threat to public peace and security. The alert does not in any way suggest that an attack is imminent in any of the two states. The police high command therefore calls for calm, urging citizens to go about their normal activities with renewed sense of vigor, patriotism and vigilance as the police continue to work with other relevant stakeholders to keep our public space safe. Work has commenced at the Ibadan Inland Dry Port, an inland extension of the Lagos Seaport expected to serve the Southwest. Minister of Transport Rotimi Amechi explained that the port, when completed, will boost the unprecedented development in Oyo State and the whole country. Correspondent Shola Wahid has the details.
80,000 TEU capacity Ibadan Inland Dry Port is aimed at addressing congestion and gridlock in Apapa Port and is expected to be implemented under public-private partnership engagement. It is being designated as part of destination where cargoes will be consolidated for import and export in the southwestern part of Nigeria and will be aligned to the Lagos-Kano Standard Gauge Railway, which is currently under construction.
It's a $100 million investment. It's going to be extremely viable investment. We need to, kind of tally the position of Oyo State government and the federal government, and we have been able to do so.
The Minister of Transport, in company of Oyo State Governor, expressed optimism that the construction work will be fast-tracked to facilitate economic development in the country.
We discussed a few details, of who is supposed to do what and things like that. And I think we are on the same page.
The federal government had instructed us that to make sure that there are Nigerian investors in that project. We don't want to leave the Chinese alone, because at the end of the day, there will be profit. Nigerians should be able to make profit out of it. So thank God he says he wants to take some percentage. We'll discuss with the Chinese, we'll discuss with the ICRC, and we're willing for more private investors.
Earlier, the minister had paid a courtesy visit on Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde towards the need for the federal and state government to synergize for effective development. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
Still on infrastructural development, the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs says it will meet up with the first quarter 2022 deadline for the completion of the Section 1 to 4 dualization of the East-West Highway project. Minister of State Niger Delta Affairs Senator Donald Omatayo Ala Soadura stated this while inspecting the road project in Rivers State. Dianikume Ulolo reports.
Junction on Onne and Ahuda Kayama axis of the East-West Road are very critical to the nation's economy, given the presence of the nation refineries, a petrochemical plant, Onne seaport alongside other multinationals. The inspection by the Minister of State, Niger Delta Affairs, on the road is to ascertain the level of work achieved so far. The minister equally inspected the Akpajo Junction with respect to the proposed flyover bridge and the damaged Aleto Bridge to be replaced with 2 new longer bridges.
I am sure if work is not done here, within a very short period of time, the whole bridge might collapse. And if it collapses, it's going to cut the state into 2. And here we have almost all the industry.
The minister expressed satisfaction with the level of work achieved, especially the deck on pipe bridge construction between Rivers and Akwa Ibom states.
These contractors were starved of funds in the past. We came, we said, this is not acceptable to the second administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, and we tried to look for funds from anywhere to ensure that this project is completed.
According to the minister, all the bus section of the East-West Road will be completed in the first quarter of 2022 from the Eleme axis of the East-West Road. Yanukume Ulolo, NTA News.
Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Kaduna State Command has paraded 9 suspects involved in vandalism of critical national assets and rape. Suleiman Abdullah Rigachku reports.
Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, acting on a tip-off, mobilized to the arresting of 4 out of the suspects at Jagindi and Delhi communities in Jama'a local government area. Commandant Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps Kaduna State Abdullah Nuruddin says the suspects were arrested with 3 truckload of vandalized railway sleepers and clips.
On sighting officers, they took to their heels. One of them, by name Monday, was injured during the raid and had been transferred to General Hospital Kafanchan, where he is receiving treatment. 3 of the paraded suspects were arrested for allegedly snatching motorcycles, while 2 others were apprehended for rape. The commandant warned all those perpetrating the heinous crimes in the state to desist, while calling on the public to report any suspicious movement to security operatives for quick response. Suleiman Abdullah Rigachkung, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. We'll take a quick break now. The news continues shortly.
I need help, so please go to the market. And get me everything I need to cook this food. Get my pepper and get my onions. I'm waiting. Do you know how to buy pepper? Do you know how to buy dashi? You won't even let my mother come and stay. I need help. You don't know how stressful it is taking care of these 3 kids. Are you still there? If you're not getting me fresh meat, do you understand?
Okay, I'm at the meat.
Can you switch to video call, please? Okay, give me that one. The one by your side.
Where do I buy all these things now? Hey, go get Glow Berekete and call madam.
Berekete. The heavyweight voice and data plan. Get 600 naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. We soft, make sense, we care for me. Shy. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. Oh, no. The brand is sure them no go stress you. Call them then they accessible. Yes, customer care where they on point. You no go regret when you try, of course. Profitable investment. Everything is just a blend. If you don't good for you, my guy, make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615 700 to 704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
Here today, gone tomorrow. Cause you're volatile like the water. And you promise what you don't know. Sometimes it's right and then it's so wrong. Them go do like say them why. We promise you the world. Brother, all now worship. Upon all of the open eye. I see no feel water. Like up the letter.
The Smartphone Network.
As part of efforts to improve the local content participation in the oil and gas sector, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, is inviting you to the 3rd edition of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Opportunity Fair, NOGOF 2021, with the theme Leveraging Opportunities and Synergies for Post-Pandemic Recovery of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry. This event brings together major players across the upstream, midstream, and downstream sectors of the oil and gas industry, including government agencies, industry regulators, showcasing opportunities in the industry and presenting the available in-country capacity. Date, Tuesday 25th through Wednesday 26th May 2021. Time, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, virtual. NOGOV 2021 promises a great virtual experience, combining current technology to deliver collaboration between thousands of key players in the oil and gas industry, which will help grow businesses by exposing opportunities for quick decision making. To participate, log on to www.ncdmbnogov.org. NOGOV 2021, presenting opportunities in the oil and gas industry.
Samsung, Galaxy, Samsung, easy. Oh, no. Give me my Samsung, Galaxy, Samsung, easy. Oh, no, easy.
The federal government of Nigeria is still conducting the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination. In addition to health workers, frontline workers aged 18 years and above and persons aged 50 years and above are advised to visit any designated vaccination site to receive the COVID-19 vaccine free of charge. The vaccine is safe, protects against COVID-19 and helps to restore socio-economic activities in the country. After your first dose, check your vaccination card for the date of the second dose. Ensure you receive the second dose for full protection against COVID-19. Say yes to COVID-19 vaccine. For inquiries, call the COVID-19 Vaccine Call Center on 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
Welcome back. The Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Timipre Silva, says it has become necessary to assure Nigerians that despite the huge burden of under-recovery, the federal government is not in a hurry to increase the price of premium motor spirit petrol to reflect current market realities. In a statement, the minister said the current price of petrol will be retained in the month of June until the ongoing engagement with organized labor is concluded. The clarification becomes necessary in the light of recent reports regarding the resolution of the Nigerian Governors Forum to allow market forces determine the pump price of petrol. He strongly urges petroleum product marketers not to engage in any activity that could jeopardize the seamless supply and distribution system in place, and advise the public to avoid panic buying because the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has enough stock of petroleum products for the nation. To legislative matters now, the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating tank farms says operations in the oil and gas industry must do more to ensure safety of lives and property. At a meeting with stakeholders, the committee expressed concern about increasing incidences of gas and petroleum-related fire outbreaks and the attendant devastation. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali tells us more.
The meeting is coming after an oversight by the committee to operational areas and regulators in the oil and gas industry. Chairman of the ad hoc committee investigating tank farms, Representative Sajos Ogun, says while the committee recognizes the contribution of investors to economic developments, stakeholders must not lose sight of the consequences when precautions regarding safety are not complied with.
What we saw in these 6 geopolitical zones was nothing to even write home about. We have discovered that we are sitting on the time bomb.
The committee noted that regulators should scale up on monitoring and ensure that all criteria regarding safety are met before granting approvals for operation. It was agreed at the meeting that operators must train their staff on safety guidelines.
This training will produce certified volunteers firefighters or fire marshals that are part of the workforce of these facilities. I mean the tank farms, the LPG plants, and the petrol stations.
You must have a fire service approval for you to operate a gas plant.
The ad hoc committee was set up last year following devastations in parts of Lagos as a result of gas and petroleum explosions at tank farms. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Following continuous gas explosions in Ogun State, the state government has ordered suspension of production and sale of industrial gas by gas plants and market outlets till the state government unravels causes of the explosions, which have claimed some lives and property destroyed. The state government also sealed some gas plants and directed suspension of welding activities in the state, especially by technical vendors who make use of industrial gas for their operations. Lenkon Ambode reports.
5 incidences of gas explosion involving use of alleged adulterated industrial gas were recorded in Ogun State within the space of 2 weeks. Unfortunately, the incidents occurred mainly in Abuja South local government area of the state, claiming 9 lives and left many injured with property destroyed. Worried by this development, the technical committee set up by the state government to unravel causes of the explosions swung into action and sealed up 3 gas plants and some retail outlets where the team suspected foul play.
We assume that there is adulterated products in the market, so we want to get to the root source. And the police, the commissioner of police and the director of SSL, we're all working together now.
Something must have gone wrong. It's either the kind of oxygen they are using right now is different or the kind of cooking gas is different. Investigation will continue.
Not only that, the state government also suspended welding activities involving the use of industrial gas as part of efforts to curtail reoccurrence. Ogun State government says it will not relent in its efforts to guarantee safety of lives and property in the state. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade says his defection to the APC is not for selfish reasons, but to engender peace for the overall good interests of the state and the nation. Paul Abel has details.
Despite the plea from PDP governors about 2 weeks ago for the governor to remain in the party, who earlier vented his frustration and injustice from the party leadership, Governor Ben Ayade says his defection is for the general good of the state.
The essence of my being in politics is to bring value to my people and bring value to the country and to humanity. And I think my interest is best celebrated at the new platform that I have moved into, which is the APC. I expect that with the support from federal government, I'm even sure that I'm going to do much more. My 2 years will almost be equivalent to the 6 years. All those industries I have built, this time I'm going to breathe life into those industries and bring them into full harvest. And I think that is the wise decision. It's not driven by my personal interest. It's not driven by any selfish calculation. It's only wise that this nation does not deserve the kind of tension that is building into 2023.
His Imo State counterpart describes the movement this way.
Fantastic movement. He is one of us. He's a true Nigerian. He's a great leader. And I'm happy that he has, on behalf of the Cross River State people, moved the state from a minority position to a majority position. Cross River State has suffered so many denials as a result of their minority status. Now that they have migrated to the majority position, it means it is a recovery time. So we will support and join him in following up those recoveries.
Burnout is reasons to defect to APC. People of Cross River State are watching to witness the significant change in the state. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Ongoing industrial action by the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria and Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria is to be suspended with immediate effect following the agreement to implement financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary with effect from next week. This is also contained in a memorandum of action presented by the Minister of Labour and Employment after a series of mediation with aggrieved parties and concerned organs of government. Ekene Ndulwe reports.
That was to herald the signing of Memorandum of Action on implementation of financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary. Part of the agreement states that every state shall enact fund management laws for their state judiciary and state legislature to grant each arm the power to manage its capital and recurrent expenditure. For the consenting parties, this is a landmark achievement and a fundamental step in restructuring the country.
The ongoing industrial action shall be suspended with immediate effect from the date of the agreement
contained in this memorandum of action, provided that the conditionality indeed is effected immediately and others effected within the 45 days window as earlier prescribed in this memorandum of action.
Implementation of financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary is expected to commence next week after the monthly disbursements by the Federation Account Allocation Committees for the month of April. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulwe, NTA News.
The Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, has refuted several media publications to the effect that the Commission will require Nigerians to submit the International Mobile Equipment Identity, IMEI, number of their phones to it from July 2021. A statement by Director Public Affairs, NCC, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, indicates that at no time did the Commission issue a statement regarding the registration of IMEI by subscribers, and it has no plans to do so, stressing that the reports in question emanated from a section of the revised National Identity Policy for SIM card registration recently launched by President Muhammadu Buhari and which has been uploaded on the Commission's website, while reiterating the fact that the Commission is in the process of deploying a device management system, DMS, which will essentially protect subscribers against phone theft, identity, and enable the elimination of fake devices from the networks. The statement says the system will capture IMEI automatically without any requirement for subscribers to submit same. The general public is advised to disregard the said publications which have created the erroneous impression that telephone subscribers will be required to register their IMEI with their networks, the statement added. Yobe State is developing a robust agricultural program in collaboration with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with implementable frameworks to strengthen efforts towards good food sufficiency and job creation. To this end, a high-level stakeholders engagement was held with experts on ways of converting negative environmental factors to productive output from 2021 to 2025. Abubakar Usman Akwanga has a report.
Addressing major setbacks in supply food chain is one of the issues occupying minds of stakeholders in the economic diversification agenda. Now the eyes of the government of Yobe State is on the ball, and this time around, expertise is being exploited to revitalize agriculture for maximum utilization of potentials.
The document titled Agricultural Revitalization Strategy Document is indeed to assist Yobe State in the implementation of its agricultural policy. At the inception of our administration, we identify agriculture as one of the key areas of speeding up economic development in our state.
Water harvesting structures, soil and crop preservation and husbandry are increasing access for farming population to embrace modern tools to close the gap of open grazing are all factors being considered.
We believe if this technical committee can move further, not only to generate this document, but also push for its implementation, where elaborate monitoring and evaluation mechanism is put in check. And how do you do this? You must develop your KPIs. Your key performance indicators have to come on stream.
Environmental impact assessment and multi-sectoral collaboration are other factors said to be considered for high-quality yields and returns. In Abuja, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Striving hard to close its deficit, Nigeria is partnering with World Bank to transform world's water supply in rural and urban areas of the country. Water Resources Minister Suleiman Adamu said this at the 21st First Quarter Seminar on progress made in the ministry's mandate since 2015. WASH correspondent Musbahu Danwahab reports.
A lunchtime seminar to say thank you to news executives and to launch attention to what the Water Resources Ministry has done since the assumption of a present government. The minister referred to thousands of communities that have gained access to safe water through PWASH, 57 LGIs now free of open defecation, while about 40 of the 116 abandoned projects have been completed. And with a $750 million investment in partnership with the World Bank, Suleiman Adamu says Nigerians should watch out for more transformation in urban and rural water supply.
If this bill is not passed, if we don't have this bill, we don't have proper regulation, we don't have the things that we put, including the wash fund that we're incorporating into the fund, our efforts to get to the sustainable development goals will be in vain.
Sectorial reports by the ministry's departmental heads show details of progress made.
More than 2,500 communities are benefited from the direct intervention by the Federal Ministry of Water Resources.
In 2016, we had one local government that was open defection free. Today, we have 57 local government areas that are open defection free.
Despite these successes, millions of Nigerians are still yearning for access to water supply, and about 46 million of them still to be stopped from open defecation practice. But the ministry believes with the implementation of a 15-year roadmap, master plan, and other programs in the sector, Nigeria is on the right track. Musbal and Wahab, NTA News.
Ongoing open government partnership global work celebrated worldwide to promote citizen participation in governance. Stakeholders in the health sector converged on Minna, Niger State capital, to share ideas on new levels of citizen participation in governance. Fatima Usman reports that the symposium, which is organized by the Niger State OGP in conjunction with Development Research and Project Center under the Partnership for Advocacy in Child and Family Health, PACFA at scale, is with the theme Service Delivery and Healthcare Financing in Niger State.
The symposium, put together by Niger State Open Government Partnership in conjunction with Development Research and Project for Advocacy in Child and Family Health, PACFA at scale, attracted stakeholders in the health sector, Fiscal Responsibility and Planning Commission, as well as representatives of religious and traditional institutions. The forum, therefore, seeks to share ideas, profile solutions, and commit new levels of citizen participation in governance.
A suggestion for the government to provide funds to take care of the emergencies in case there is any emergency from the insecurity occurrences is also to provide adequate staff. Even the security should be provided to those in the health facilities.
Issues of maternal and child health, I think, is very, very critical. The government has done a lot in that direction, but I think this is one area that we like that the government continue to put emphasis, and that is why we have identified the issues of family planning as part of the issues that we need to talk about.
They'll be able to interface with the non-state actors, especially at the citizens' engagement at the zonal level, where citizens give their input into state budgets. Right from 2019, 2020, 2021, the state has made it open in the sense that we go to the communities at the zonal level for them to give their inputs into the budget, what they want to be reflected in the next year's budget.
PACFA at Scale is an health accountability network of Nigerian civil society organizations working to fast-track adequate provision for child and family health at the state levels in Nigeria. In Minna, Fatima Usman, NTA News.
Let's now cross over to Lagos for the next set of stories with Adiola as our guide. It's all yours, Adiola.
Thank you, Jumai. Biodiversity captures all species and genetic materials, including their variabilities. Our continuous negative actions have led to a decline in biodiversity status. Experts say we are already facing the consequences, and it may affect future generations if we do nothing to reverse it. As the world is set to mark World Biological Diversity Day, May 22, Jennifer Igwe is on standby to tell us more about it.
World Biological Diversity Day is a good opportunity to create more awareness on the ecosystem Experts have said that as we continue to destroy our biodiversity, we create more room for zoonotic diseases, and we're talking about those that are spread from animals to humans, such as coronavirus and others related to it. Meanwhile, we can actually get cure for them by preserving our biodiversity. How?
We need to protect the wildlife. Stop jamming them all together in these wet markets. Stop destroying their habitats. Have far more regard and reverence for the wonderful miracle of God Almighty's gift of creation, which is His biodiversity.
Now, the theme for World Biodiversity Day 2021 is we are a part of the solution. How can we be a part of the solution? Dr. Mukhtar Aminu Kano of the Nigerian Conservation Foundation will help educate us more on how we can be a part of the solution.
So we shouldn't be cutting down trees and forests. We shouldn't be emptying the forest of and poaching animals. We shouldn't be throwing around waste. We shouldn't be destroying our oceans. We shouldn't be filling our wetlands and making the earth inhabitable for the other forms of life that we share the world with.
Now we've heard from the expert. We are part of the solution, and he has given us vital tips on what we can do so we can save the planet, because we need the planet more than it needs us. In Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
Now, it is no longer a business as usual for illegal courier and logistic operators, as the Nigeria Postal Service, NIPOST, has commenced its first phase clampdown on illegal operators in Lagos. Diana Ayade, who monitored the exercise, reports that 8 couriers and logistics companies were raided out of over 300 identified as illegal couriers and logistics operators in Lagos.
We discovered that Crestline is operating courier business without a valid license from federal government, from NIPOST. Based on that, we are here.
The two-day clampdown on illegal courier and logistics operators by the Nigerian Postal Service NIPOST enforcement team, led by the acting general manager, ECTIS Complaints and Strategy, Courier and Logistics Department, Banks Wori Megbe, affected 8 illegal companies within the Ikeja and Surulere axis of the Lagos metropolis. General Manager, Nigerian Postal Service, Courier and Logistics Regulatory Department, Gideon Shonde, said the clampdown didn't come as a surprise, as warnings have been issued previously to illegal courier and logistics companies on the dangers of their unlawful operations 5 months ago.
The administration of the President Muhammadu Buhari is such that he wants to empower the SMEs, wants to empower the youths, but we should learn to do things with dignity. We should learn to do things with mutual respect for constitutional authority and the Constitution. It's a starting point, and it's a continuous process. It's a going concern. We're not going to stop, we're not going to rest until the industry is well sanitized.
The general manager emphasized that those who are already registered are expected to renew their documents 3 months before the expiry date. He therefore advised the general public to stop patronizing illegal courier and logistics operators and promote standard business operations in Nigeria. In Lagos, Diana Ayade, NTA News.
Well, we're not done from here. Business news is next, and Abolade Salami is our guide. Hello, Abolade.
Thank you so much, Adiola. Good evening and welcome to the business news segment. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, has shared a total of 616.886 billion naira as April 2021 Federation revenue to the federal, states and local government councils. The distributable statutory revenue for the month of April 2021 was 429.733 billion naira. Distributable revenue from the value-added tax was 164.340 billion. Excess bank charges recovered was 0.563 billion naira. Exchange gain was 2.250 billion. The sum of 20 billion was from non-oil revenue was added as augmentation, bringing the total distributable revenue to 616.886 billion. The communique indicates that from the total distributable revenue of 616.886 billion naira, the federal government received 244.011 billion naira, the state governments received 193.432 billion, and the local government councils received 143.298 billion naira. The sum of 36.145 billion was shared to the relevant states as 13% derivation revenue. This was issued at the end of the virtual meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee FAC for May 2021. And away from FAC, Nigerian economy will attain the position as the most resilient in Africa through intra-Africa export growth and economic diversification on the basis of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. Created with the objective to drive a single continental market and expand intra-African trade exports, the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement will also facilitate competitiveness of the continent in the world trade ecosystem. Senior Special Advisor to the President on Public Matters, Francis Anatogu, at a meeting with stakeholders was emphatic on the need to uphold rules of origin on products.
And when we looked at the metrics of $50 billion non-oil export by 2035, this is essentially, you can look at it as doubling what we get today from oil revenue. So if we are winning ourselves off oil, then at the minimum, we must make as much as we make from oil today. So everything that we get from oil becomes extra. So we have already started working towards reviewing the trade-related regulations and laws. But this is the kind of time frame we're looking at.
And now let's talk equities. Trading activities on NGX exchange closed in red, depreciating by 0.01%. Details in this report. NGX exchange closed the week in red, depreciating by 0.01%, with an all-share index of 38,324.07 basis points. Volume of shares traded stood at 174 million, valued at 1.95 billion naira, traded at 2,581 deals, and a market capitalization of 19.9 trillion naira. Prestige with 4% appreciation led on the gainers list, while WAPIC gained 4%, and MPF Microfinance Bank finished the week with 12% appreciation. On the flip side, Silicon led on the losers table with 44% depreciation, followed by Charms and Julius Beggars losing 2% and 1.9% respectively. On the activity charts, NGX Exchange Consumer Goods and Insurance closed in the green territory, appreciating by 0.04% and 1.11%, while NGX Banking, Industrial and Oil and Gas declined in figures by 0.25%, 0.09% and 0.26%. Business news. Juma in Abuja will be back with the rest of the news. To stay with us.
Everybody wants love. Everybody wants to glow. Nobody wants party love. Everybody wants joy. Who don't like it better? And if you wanna talk to money, if you wanna talk your credit, if you wanna run on time, if you want plenty data, if you wanna go do one more 7, he says 7. Let me hear you say this super number. 7. Boy, is it like you know that you are allowed? 7. When you use the code, it be like you in lotto. 7. Let me hear you say this super number.
The whole sensational world of love, now accessible through one code, *777#.
10. Fun is 10. Smart is 10. Elegance is 10. Fast is 10. My experience is 10. Redmi Note 10 Pro. Challenge the boundaries. Get the Redmi Note 10 Pro, built with a 108-megapixel camera, 120Hz AMOLED display, and Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, as well as 33 watts fast charge. Redmi Note 10 Pro, powered by Xiaomi.
How hot is she?
Maybe a 7.
Mm-hmm.
How hot is he?
8.5.
Whoa, how hot is she? Very hot. Pick me. Just pick me, baby. Come pick me, girl. Man, I'm all ready for you.
So tasty.
He's so lucky.
Stop being jealous, man.
Mini-Me, taste the fun.
Taste is key and that's how we communicate. Best nourishment in every school. Mama, taste it, mama. Share the love. We all together. I love my mama. Mama, taste it. Nourishing. Scoop it. Mama.
Mama, best scoop of tasty nourishment.
John, you can use our toilet now.
Ew! My mommy said I should always use a toilet that is cleaned with Hypo toilet cleaner. James will bite my bone bone.
John, what's the problem? Use Hypo toilet cleaner. Introducing the new and affordable Hypo toilet cleaner. Kills germs and deodorizes your toilet.
Welcome back. Special Jumat prayers commemorating the 65th anniversary of the Nigerian Navy have been performed at the Mogadishu cantonment, Abuja, with a call for national unity and support for the armed forces of Nigeria. Defense correspondent Nda'atu Tijani reports.
Standing shoulder to shoulder, regardless of rank, status or tribe, these Nigerians exemplify unity in diversity, which is the focus of the Imam's sermon at this Jumat prayer session, marking the Nigerian Navy's 65th anniversary. After bowing in supplication for the nation's safety, the Imam exhorts the worshippers to fear not, as Almighty Allah is able to secure the land and give victory over enemies when people turn to Him, as outlined in the Quran chapter 16, verse 112.
Something is happening in the land, and we need to pray Allah over it. May Allah return peace and security to our nation.
Echoing the need for national unity and support for the armed forces of Nigeria, the Chief of Naval Staff gives thanks for 65 years of the Navy, which he says will continue to carry out its mandate.
It's also time for stock taking, to reflect on where we are coming from, where we are now, and what the future gives us.
The Nigerian Navy says it will continue to go onwards together to ensure the very best in maritime security. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
Time for some messages. The news continues shortly.
We know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. Its great value, it protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems, which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
Cause I'm the new best thing. I'm the new best thing. Better than you've ever seen.
Discover new Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste.
I'm the new best thing.
It's very important for us to tell our stories so that our people will know their history. Now, for make our people to get their mindset shaped for the right way.
Now at Tori be this for the best original Niger dramas, telenovelas, and sports. Get your GoTV decoder, GoTenna, and 1 month GoTV Max subscription for only 9,500 naira. Download my GoTV app to manage your account and enjoy better entertainment. GoTV, love it.
Well, next is sports update with Ayade Makinde.
Thanks, Jumai. Let's start on a big one because Nigeria's Justice Ayotunde Phillips has been re-elected at the 71st FIFA Congress, holding virtually for a 4-year term after 203 of the 209 members cast their ballots on Friday. The election followed a motion to sanction the proposal to elect members of the committee, read at the Congress by FIFA President. Notable dignitaries that participated in the virtual event are FIFA Council member and NFF President Amaju Pinnick and FIFA President Gianni Infantino, who presided over the Congress. Meanwhile, Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum has released a provisional list of 25 players for the upcoming Summer Series tour of the United States of America, where the 9-time African champions will play 4-time world champions USA, Portugal and Jamaica. Waldrum has made it known that 23 players will make the trip to the United States, as 2 players will be dropped from the provisional squad. Team captain Asisat Oshuala, fresh from becoming the first African player to win the UEFA Women's Champions League title, tops the list with veteran defender Onome Ebi, youthful goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadoze, midfielder Halimat Ayade and forward Rashidat Ajibade, as well as 10 Nigeria Women's Football League-based players. Away from football, Nigeria's Eniola Bolaji is still basking in the euphoria of qualifying for the World Para Badminton Championship in Japan come October. The Kwara State-born star, who was received by Youth and Sports Development Minister Sunday Dare in company of caretaker chairman Badminton Federation of Nigeria Francis Obi in Abuja Friday, wants more support for para-athletes in the country, as they have in them potentials capable of making Nigeria greater in sports.
I want everybody to be expecting better for me because I'll be in Japan in October for my World Championship. So I want to be in the top and maintain the top.
Being given the opportunity is very critical, and the ministry being there to play is very crucial and critical role, which is what they have done now. So the more they do, the more results we will definitely get.
Bolaji defeated Ukraine's Oksana Koznia 3-1 in the final of the Spanish International Championship to book a spot in the World Para Badminton Tournament. In gymnastics, the National Federation has expressed confidence in the duo of Uche Eke and Annabelle Agba to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics in Japan. Caretaker chairman of the federation, Kelvin Erumote, expressed this while speaking to correspondent Olale Konkila Jolu in Abuja on the level of preparation by both gymnasts, who will depart the country on Sunday ahead of the final Olympics qualifying tournament in Egypt from May 23 to 28.
All of you know about Uche. He's one of the best in Africa. One of the best in Africa. That's why I was able to bring a gold medal. And it's still the same Uche that we are taking on the girl for our game for our qualifying.
All the best. And that's your sports. It's back to Jimmy for the rest of the news.
And thank you so much, Ayodeji. And that's Network News for tonight. Don't forget to join NTA and be a star as we wage the war against rape and rapists. Thanks for watching. I am Jumai Yusuf.